Hey everybody. Odds are if you're watching this video, you do not need me to remind you that in just over 2 weeks from today, the United States of America has an election for the President of the United States for the next 4 years. Odds are you've probably already given it a lot of thought and a lot of your time, whether that's through conversations, watching TV, or reading articles about it. And you should, because who we elect as the next president, who gets elected as President of the United States, while they have a 4-year term, their policies and things they put in place can shape the future and the path that America is on. We're seeing that very much right now with the confirmation hearings of Amy Coney Barrett on the Supreme Court. Because when someone gets appointed as a Supreme Court justice, they're appointed for life. So this president who has a 4-year term can appoint someone who's on the court for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, way past their term limits. And these decisions that the Supreme Court make help shape and guide American policies and American laws many years down the road. So it's great that we've given it a lot of thought. And another thing that I think is a good thing is that we share our opinions with those around us. If you truly feel that there's a candidate who is best for those around us, that is best for the country, that follows your moral code, we should share that with other people because we feel that it's just that important. That is a great thing. What I think we would all agree on is that because of the impact that the President of the United States has on our future path, it would be foolish for us to behave in such a way for like a city council election that causes us to lose all of our credibility, that causes us to lose all of our influence on people when we're talking about the presidential election. Yes, your local elections are important, but I think we would all agree that if we could have a better president, we would choose that over having a better city council representative. There's also another election that's going on right now that I don't think we think about too much. And it's called the election of the saints, right? I'm going to frame it in this way. You might disagree with how I frame this, but the election of the saints, I think it's a Catholic term, pretty much means, God's chosen people versus God's not chosen. And so I'm not going to get in predestination free will right here. We're just going to say God's chosen are the saved, God's not chosen are the unsaved. This election of the saints, these choosing of the saved and the unsaved. And every time we interact with someone, we cast a vote on their soul. We cast a vote to get them closer to heaven, closer to God, closer to Jesus, or we cast a vote that puts them away from God, closer to hell, and away from Jesus. A verse I'd like to look at is in Matthew 5, verse 14, starting there and reading the next couple verses. It says, "You are the light of the world. A town on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." There's two things. The last verse there, verse 16, really kind of ties it together. It says, let your light shine before others. Be that influence on others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. So as we go about our days, this verse tells us we have an influence on others. We have a light to shine on others, and we can glorify God while we're doing it. So as we think, as we go about this presidential election, as we go out the senatorial, Congress elections, the House of Representatives, all these things that are coming up in 2 weeks, we agree that it would be foolish to behave in such a way on a small term item, to lose our influence, to lose our impact on others on the longer term election. This election of the souls, this election of the saints, this ability that we have to influence others closer to heaven or closer to hell has a longer term than any earthly election that would take place, any appointment on the Supreme Court that would take place. It would be foolish for us to behave in such a way during this presidential election season that we lose our influence on others for the eternal election of their soul. Again, verse 16, let your light shine. Be influential on other people. Share that influence. Talk with them. Love on them. But that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. it is very important for us to vote in this presidential election. It's important for us to share our thoughts and how we feel, who we feel would be best, to have good debates with people, to talk through things, to have discussions with people on the candidates we have. But as we do that, we are participating in the election of the souls of those around us. And are people seeing how we behave and glorifying our Father in heaven in that way?